morning to you and welcome to Thursday in this, the 5th week of Easter. It has been a really reflective Easter for me, and I trust that you would have gained some benefit from your time with me during these morning devotions. We are in the penultimate week of Easter, next week being the last full week of Easter. And I pray that as we prepare ourselves to move into a new season, that we may prepare ourselves, in a sense, to move into a new period in our lives. Because each of these seasons should reflect a new period, a new focus for us. As you've gone through Lent, you've gone through Easter, you go through Pentecost, which is going to be the longest period in the church's liturgical calendar. So, in a sense, we have been preparing for this long haul that is coming up, that period that is called in other places ordinary time. So, as usual, we want to always be mindful of the importance of preparing ourselves for the experience and the encounter with God. And so this time is no different. We too want to prepare ourselves for the encounter with the divine. So this morning, as is usual, we want to be able to come into our meditative place and to give ourselves a few moments to reflect and to just be with the divine, allowing ourselves to hold that space, that sacred space, remembering that preparation is vital to our encounters. We need to set the heart in the right place to receive, to listen. And so we take a nice deep breath and we bring our attention into our heart space with a spirit of gratitude and love. And we just breathe into this space, allowing our attention to be focused on our breathing and earthing it in our bodies, coming out of our heads. We spend so much time in our heads. We want to come into a heart space and feel and know. To have that knowing that is so important for us in our daily lives. The knowing that God is with us. God is working God's purpose out in our lives. And so we come into that space now and we allow ourselves the opportunity to be still and to receive. Being conscious of our breath, being conscious of the light within us, feeling and sensing God's presence. God is. And so turn our attention then to our sacred words. We turn to our passage for this morning and we share. Jesus and his disciples arrived at the country of the Gerasenes, which is opposite Galilee. As he stepped out on land, a man of the city who had demons met him. For a long time he had worn no clothes and did not live in a house but in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he fell down before him and shouted at the top of his voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me." For Jesus had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For many times it had seized him. He was kept under guard and bound with chains and shackles, but he would break the bonds and be driven by the demons into the wilds. Jesus then asked him, "What is your name?" He said, "Legion," for many demons had entered him. They begged him not to order them to go back into the abyss. Now there on the hillside a large herd of swine was feeding, and the demons begged Jesus to let them enter these, so he gave them permission. Then the demons came out of the man and entered the swine, and the herd rushed down the steep bank into the lake and was drowned. When the swineherds saw what had happened, they ran off and told it in the city and in the country. Then people came out to see what had happened, and when they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told them how the one who had been possessed by demons had been healed. Then all the people of the surrounding country of the Gerasenes asked Jesus to leave them, for they were seized with great fear. So he got into the boat and returned. The man from whom the demons had gone begged that he might be with him, but Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return to your home and declare how much God has done for you." So he went away, proclaiming throughout the city how much Jesus had done for him. In this journey of ours, it is so important, I find, to really grasp the truth that the divine is present in our lives. That at the core of who we are, there is God. And then from there to be able to realize that there's so much that can cover that reality. And that reality can be covered to various degrees. In the passage this morning, we hear of that reality of the divine indwelling being covered by a legion of demons. The demons everywhere. Demons in the sense that there are so many things that separate us from God. There's so many things that cause us not to be aware of God's presence. There's so many things in our world that grasps our attention and cause us to act from a manner that makes no sense when we really discern who we truly are. We may seem to be normal and going about our business like everyone else, but considering who we really are, considering who this person here is, this child of God is, to ones who know that when we act as though we are anything but the children of God, we must appear ridiculous and out of our minds, or even demon-possessed. The things that we go after in our world, in our lives, things that are empty, that are passing away, things that have no real lasting value. The mere fact that we kill each other just to get these things is insanity. So let's not read or hear this passage from a narrow perspective. Let us get the symbolism of it and understand the true message. We can be so demon-possessed that we think that that is our reality. We can be so convinced by the world around us that there are things we must have or do or achieve, none of which are in keeping with our purpose for being in this world. That is insanity. One of my deepest regrets is that in some way what we have come to receive as church has been hijacked through the centuries by persons with their own agenda. And what that has caused is that it has caused many of us, in all innocence, to follow insanity and to be out of our minds. When that which covered the man's divine nature was brought out of him, we're told that he sat by Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. When we get rid of our own demons, the only place we can really find ourselves is sitting with Jesus, clothed and in our right minds. In this story, the demons knew who Jesus was. Just like our ego knows spirit. But our ego causes us to be afraid of spirit. Just like the demons here were asking Jesus not to destroy them and wondering if he'd come to destroy them at this point in time, creating fear, giving the man in whom these demons were dwelling the idea that there was something to be feared, that Jesus was to be feared. And you know, it's interesting how through the years that message seems to still be there, that God is to be feared. And because God is to be feared, in a sense, we try to keep as far away from God as possible. Persons who understand themselves to be broken dare not come anywhere near God because they are petrified. And so they would tell you, I'm going to get my act together and then I'm going to come. And they're saying that simply because they are petrified to come anywhere near God in the condition that they're in. But it is God who gives us the strength to have the courage to release the demons. It is in God. It is leaning on God. It is drawing on that which is within us that enables us to be liberated from our egos, from this demonic possession, in order that we may see clearly and give glory to God. The man asked Jesus to allow him to come with him and be one of his company. And Jesus said it wasn't necessary. He had a testimony. He had his own testimony. And that's the same thing with all of us. We all have our testimony of possible deliverance from God. We all have our light. And the man went off and he told persons. He shared that light. Jesus didn't give him a whole bunch of teaching. He didn't give him a whole set of doctrine or do's. No. He didn't give him anything that says, don't do this. Jesus just said to the man, go. Go and give glory. And the man went, and his light shone in the community. And in doing that, he served God. As simple as that might seem, that is all that we're asked to do. Give God the glory through the experience of our discovering of the presence of God within us. Or discovering of who we truly are in God. And letting others know or see that light within us. The demons were gone now. Everything that blocked the radiance of the divine manifesting in that man's life, all that was cleared. All that was left was the radiance of the divine. You and I are in the same place. We need to clear out that stuff that we hold on to, thinking that it is valuable, thinking that it is who we are, which is insanity, which is in a sense demon possession. We need to release it in the name of God, in order that we may be able to perceive the presence of God deep within us and be able, like the man, to manifest God's love in the world and to let our light shine, bearing witness to the glory of God. I pray God give both you and myself that courage to allow Jesus to assist us in releasing our demons, our insanity, that our light, our divine light, our God self can manifest, giving glory.